What's going on, guys? It's your man Ed Hayes here, back for another episode of the Wholesale Mastermind podcast. And guys, in this one, I am super glad, super proud to bring on a guy that reached out to me about 4 years ago looking for guidance in the wholesaling space. He went on from there to starting to coach people himself, making hundreds of thousands of dollars in the process. Then went on to be an award-winning real estate author. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then at this point, actually becoming my business partner in the business with me out here, the strong grind way. Y'all hear me? So, man, super, super pumped for this one, man. This is my brother from another mother, Najee. How is it going, my brother?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. I'm glad to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Hey,
bringing
nah,
me on.
hey, my pleasure, bro. My pleasure. Super, super pumped to have you on, bro. So, for all of the people out there, obviously, I know you pretty well, but why don't you just go ahead and just introduce yourself to the community?
My name is Najee Wyatt. I am the award-winning author of the book on estate hacking, where I show people how to earn success regardless of their current financial situation. I actually have a copy of the book here, dedicated to
Ooh,
my grandmother. You can see her behind me
hey.
sitting on the porch. We're out here getting some of this fresh air.
Hey, nah, you say you came prepared, my man, my
Oh,
man.
yes.
The right way indeed. Okay, so bro, tell people, like now you've done, all of these different things. Talk about like how did you actually get started in the real estate space though? Talk about that beginning.
Oh man. So I got a real good friend of mine. Shout out to Rel. We used to watch Property Brothers in his apartment, and this was probably back in 2013, 2014. And we were trying to figure our way on, how to get into real estate. And we really didn't have very many avenues as far as inspiration to look for of an example. So I'm thinking I need to get $50,000 together to do a fix and flip. That's what I thought that we needed to do.
Mm.
So we were like, how can we get the money up to do a fix and flip? Eventually, someone had reached out, and we had a friend that was driving semi trucks that was making really good money at the time. So me and my friend, we went off and got our CDL,
Mm.
and the money was so good driving trucks. I did lose focus. I'm not gonna lie. I ended up doing 47 states, almost 600,000 miles. Of never caused an accident. But during the
Mm.
process of me being in the truck, I was able to start a real estate company, and I went all in. I've had times where I fell on my face, but there was a point in time where I hopped out the truck, and that's when I reached out to you. Like,
Right.
look, man, it was actually your wife who had sent me a calendar link. Like, hey, I reached out in the group. I'm looking for some guidance. She said,
Hey.
contact my husband, and I
Shout out
reached
to
out to
wifey.
you, man. And there was just a couple mentors that I went through that weren't for me. One was charging 15,000, and after a month, we didn't really do it. Like, we hadn't done anything,
Mm.
and I needed to get that refund. Another coach, I just think that she was too busy for me. I think that her course was more for like introductory people on how to teach you to think like an entrepreneur and how to get you out of thinking like
Mhm.
a 9 to 5.
Right.
When I approached her, I already had my business running. I had my business cards, I had my website, I was ready to go. I already ran businesses before, and
Right.
it just wasn't up to what I needed in order to really excel me forward. So
Mm.
thank you for actually, just thinking about my side and guiding me the right way. No
Right.
fluff, always keeping it real. Saved me a bunch of money. There were times where I just, hey man, I'm about to go out and put this on this and do this. He was like, hey, look,
Right.
man, I'm not sure if I would do that just yet. So just
Right.
having someone there to hold my hand and make sure that I don't get hit by any cars while crossing the street. That's all I needed.
Right,
So
right, man, long journey. I remember those first conversations that we had with each other. You're like, man, I'm getting screwed over here. I'm getting screwed over here. I think our first conversation, we talked to each other for like a couple hours or more or something like that. It's crazy. So yeah,
yep.
man, it's been a long journey. So actually, I want to talk about like the journey to actually get that first deal. Actually, like let's kind of pop into that. Let's kind of pop into that. Like
Okay.
what did it actually take or whatever? Like what did you have to go through? Like any adversities and stuff like that on that first deal? Talk about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of adversity to get the first deal, from the point in time that I actually started taking action going through different mentors, falling on my face, a lot of trial and error. It took me over 2 years to
Mm,
get my first deal. So
okay.
with driving semi trucks, I always had a lot of money coming in.
Right.
So I'm buying this program, I'm getting this software, and I put over $20,000 worth of stuff into my business, realizing now I teach people like, hey, I don't care if you owe the bank $1,000, we can get that in the positive in the next 2 to 4 weeks. We could change the situation. So
Right.
me thinking that I needed to throw a bunch of money into it and relying on the things that I invested in to do the work for me instead of me actually doing the hard work myself, being consistent. And when you're consistently doing the wrong thing and you don't know what you're doing, it just feels like you're doing a lot of hard work. And that's what it was feeling like to me. But I just wasn't doing it right and I didn't know.
Mm,
So that first deal, it came after 2 years. It was $4,500. And the guy that I closed on the property with, he was cool. He was actually a millionaire. He owned
mm,
he owned over 30 properties and he knew what I was doing. Very, very, very
right.
friendly guy. Hey, shout out to Mr. Washington. If you're watching this, I appreciate you. And we still do deals together. So on that particular deal, the title company ended up sending my whole assignment fee to him.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a
So
whole situation.
yeah, that was a lot of fun on that particular deal. But of course, he gave it back and we're still closing deals today.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Sounds like humble beginnings, realistically, like to actually have to go through a large time frame like that and hang on and not give up. Like most people give up, bro. So I got to commend you for just continuing to push because honestly, like a lot of super success stories that I know out here in the wholesaling space, it took them a long time to really kind of get those wheels turning where things started to get more consistent or finally get that first one. Sometimes it takes a long time to actually get it through. I think a lot of people may think that it just happens overnight or it's going to be magical or that that first deal is going to come in 2 weeks or that you only got to call like 20 people and you're going to, be making 5 figures a month or something like that. And so
Right.
like I'm glad that you're actually, keeping it real. Like, hey, look, it took me quite some time to actually get that first one.
It
And most
did.
people aren't going to
It
say
really
that.
did. It really
Man,
did.
well, hey, here's what I want to so here's what I want to kind of get into or whatever. Like I know that you went from those humble beginnings, right? But then you started to transition into actually getting deals, actually closing. Boom, you start coaching people. You got a lot of stuff that you've accomplished or whatever, right? But I kind of want to jump into this 87K in 30 days. That's the real thing that I wanted to bring you on here for because that's what people be wanting to hear about. They want to hear about those big boy months. They want to know how they can go out here and get these high 5 figure, 6 figure months and really start to transform their lives and their families' lives. So let's kind of get into that 87K in 30 days. Like, how did that actually come about? Give us the details, all of that.